Beautiful Sunday, and I wish I told you I took all day Sunday off, but I work on boats for a living, so I had a complete engine swap to do. And I tell you what, I realized I'm not 25 anymore. Anyway, to the situation at hand. I saw something on the internet this weekend that just blew my mind. There was a huge debate over the price of burritos and tacos in this country now. Now I get it. Everything is getting more expensive. Okay? And it continues going up as we go along, Gotta sneeze. But listen. Everybody needs to look at how good we have it in this country. We have it so good it's unreal. And I know a lot of you that follow me know this. But I'm talking to all of you people that are, how do I put this? The ones that want to end this country. I mean, what other country can you live in where if you decide, I think I want a Jeep for a second vehicle, you just go out and get it. Just go out and buy yourself one. And park it in your driveway. Well, I need a new carport for that Jeep to keep it covered. Okay. Well, you just go out and buy you a new carport. You have those freedoms. You decide you want to buy yourself a new rifle. You just go buy yourself one. Need a new whatever. Need a new pair of boots. Just go buy yourself new boots. We live in the greatest, freest country in the world. We are the richest country in the world. Why do we have people wanting to destroy it? I mean, I know the answer to it. But you look at within all of our new generation, not all of it, but a lot of it, have been indoctrinated to the point they know nothing but their cell phone and what the radical left told them, mostly in school now and in colleges. That's all they know. They don't know the history of this country. I mean, there's so many things. I mean, there's so much history. I don't know it all. But and I said something about this in one of my videos the other day. The battle at Marianna, Florida, during the Civil War. Well, you never hear about that. And it was a little small town in Florida, Marianna, very small back in the Civil War days. When the North come sweeping through with their troops like they did. The young men were all off, the middle-aged men were all off fighting the war. All there was left in town were the older men and the young men, real young boys. The old men and the young boys, they mounted a defense and tried to hold off the northern troops from coming in and fought like nobody's business. Obviously, they were overtaken. An entire community lost fathers and sons and grandsons and husbands and brothers in one day. Almost all of them were gone. Almost devastated them completely. There's so much history like that in this country. I could tell you stories for hours and hours and hours. I used to know a man that was, his daughter, he was one of them that was in the group that captured the Enigma machine. Boys, if you ain't ever heard that story, how they just climbed down in that submarine side by side, and it'll blow your dang mind. But they did. They got it. Well, story after story after story of history. And even not just our history of other people, like in Galveston. During the war, I believe it was World War II, I believe it was, they had them turn all the lights off on the island so it wouldn't, the German U-boats, it wouldn't give them a beacon to come in after them. Well, one day they had an attack down there. I forget what the whole attack was. So they had the Coast Guard out flying, trying to spot submarines in the ocean. Sure enough, they see one. And they dropped depth charges and everything, and they were successful. Well, we send a cutter out to check it out and pick up any survivors and recover those that lost their lives. Now, I know this was for the Germans that I'm fixing to say this. But anytime you've got two militaries that fight each other, when it's said and done, the generals will get together usually. And they usually shake hands with each other. Come to a greater peace and understanding about things. And they work things out. So with that being said, I'm going to tell you this, and I admire these boys for their courage and bravery of what they did, although they were the enemy. They got out there to pick up the survivors, in which they found there were no survivors. They were just recovering at that point. In the jacket pocket of one of them men on that German U-boat, they found a ticket stub from a play that they had on the Strand the night before. MO boys run that U-boat right up into our damn docks and everything in Galveston. In the dark, got off of it and went in and watched a play. Now, if that ain't gutsy, I don't know what is. But you know, there's so much history like that everywhere. World history, American history. I'm in Texas, so Texas history. They don't teach history in school anymore. And there's a reason for it. Because they don't want anybody anymore having that, that heart and soul for country and what's right. Y'all think about that a minute. Why did they stop teaching history? And that's why, right there. Y'all, we're in the fight of our lives right now. We are in the fight of our lives. They are trying to get rid of Christianity. God gave us all free will to do as we wish. But you shouldn't have somebody else saying you've got to get rid of this religion or that religion. Now, if you want to worship whoever you want, if you want to worship the devil, the good Lord gave you free will to do that. I can't tell you can't. However, I can tell you that we're a Christian nation, and if you're going to try to get rid of that here, it ain't going to work for you. We just had a hearing in Congress. I think it was Friday. I believe it was Friday. About the Islam problem, the Muslim Brotherhood in America, which is a terrorist organization. Very terrible. And they're the ones that are pushing all this new radical DSA. And do you know, in our halls of Congress, when they're having that hearing, not one single Democrat came. Well, now, something as serious as a terrorist organization trying to take over our country, and we didn't have one single Democrat show up. Y'all, that's serious business. We expect our government to lay down the laws for different things. And not one single Democrat showed up. Well, you have to go back and look at all the communism and socialism, all this Muslim takeover that's happened all around the world. It all starts with they try to side with the leftist organizations. Here in America, we call them Democrats. Around the world, I'm not sure what they call them, other than leftist organizations. So when I say if you look at Islam and you look at Democrats, they're one and the same, they're a carbon copy. They are. If what they just did in Congress doesn't prove to you we need to get Democrats out of office, I don't know what will. We have a problem with terrorists trying to take over this country. And make no mistake, we've had all of, including our president, vice president, Marco Rubio, everybody has sounded the alarm about how serious this Muslim problem is, and that we have sleeper cells in this country. They didn't come here because we just want to rent an Airbnb on the beach and enjoy life for a little while. That ain't why they came here. They came here with a mission. And that mission is to take over and destroy America and destroy every American. That is their sole goal. And that is a fact. Y'all do some research on it. Yet we have no Democrats standing up for us in that hearing in Congress about this Muslim Brotherhood. That's the reason we have got to get them out of office. Let me tell you a little something that you may not know about the DSA. The DSA is the New Democrat Socialists of America. That's the new platform they're all running on, and y'all got to get in there and look at it. I put it on my page. You can find it in there. They wrote it all down, what they intend. Well, get this. They intend to replace the Constitution of the United States and write it as they see fit. That's one of their intentions. Yeah. It's a fact. It is so important that everybody, if you've got time to get online and complain about the cost of a burrito and have an entire internet sensation conversation about a burrito, you need to think about something. Instead of worrying about a burrito, you need to worry about your country. Because your country is fixing to be gone. Men like me, we're all going to be gone before too many years. And y'all are going to have to stand up. I'm talking to the young generation. Y'all are going to have to stand up and take care of your country, or you're going to be in chains. All the men like me that's got gray in their beard right now, they're not going to take us while we're alive. They're going to keep trying to take our government and everything else. But we'll fight like two-fisted lions, and they know it. But the younger generation, y'all need to pay attention. Y'all need to start talking amongst yourselves and not about prices of burritos. Y'all need to start figuring out how to keep your country for you when you're older. Because we don't get this gray in our beard by chance. We don't live this age by accident. October 17th is the deadline for them to start arresting all these treasonous people. And everybody needs to think about it. Go back and watch all my videos if you're not sure. Go in and look at the one that says the plan. You can see what we're talking about. But all of you that are in the know, that know this, talk to everybody you can. We need to get our country back, or we're going to have to take it back. I love each and every one of y'all. God bless you all. Brother Trump, we love you. Keep standing tall, brother. Bye-bye. Talk to y'all later. Hey, everybody.